Good evening, MULN family. I know it's been a while, but there hasn't been much new to report. However, today seems to be quite an interesting day. From a potential lawsuit, which, when those are filed, I consider that very bullish because to me, they're an indicator that they're trying to create FUD and bring the price down, yet they didn't accomplish that today. So that was even more bullish in my opinion. I will show you that. Plus, I want to get into the dark pool, the chart, what I think might happen, and a reminder for the shareholder meeting, which I think is going to serve as a catalyst. So remember, nothing I say is financial advice. Let's get into it. Okay, guys, importantly, I noticed that the cost to borrow is rising. Currently, the minimum is 81.99% with a max of 170.52%. And this was Tuesday's information because I didn't have Wednesday's updated yet. Oh, actually, today's Thursday. My apologies, guys. I grabbed the wrong one, but we'll use it anyways because not much has changed. It might be slightly higher, but that's about it. So anyways, the borrowed shares on Tuesday, they returned a little bit less than they borrowed. So they borrowed 1.23 million and only returned 419.33 million. So that created an addition to the short interest, which is currently at 15.46%. And guys, not much has changed over the last couple of days, and there's not really many shares out there to borrow. So I suspect that this is similar. And again, I apologize for grabbing the wrong one, but I have a lot of great other information. This was a last minute ad and I screwed up. But anyways, let's move on to the next thing. Okay, guys, we are looking at Market Chameleon, and this is a tool that I love to see what the dark pool trading looked like. And currently, we traded 17.9 million shares today for a combined VWAP price of $1.08. 63% of that volume was traded on the dark pool. Guys, this is slightly down from our norm over the last 20 days of 65%. So it makes me wonder what's going on here. Let's get into the next part and see. Okay, guys, this is showing us the net inflow. And as you can see, there was a lot more inflow than there was out more, like substantially a lot more. There were 8,300 shares or trades on the inflow side versus 5,772.9 trades on the outflow side. So the net inflow beat the net outflow substantially. And as you can see, if you compare the larger trades to the smaller ones, the buying was twice as big as the selling on the extra large, which is usually institutional buying, right? And then on the large, it was also a little under double, but it was close. 2,539 versus 1,576 selling. So again, about 1,000 more on the buy side. On the medium side, also larger, 1,924 versus 1,526. And guys, on the small side, which is generally retail, we have 2,700 buys versus 2,077 sells. So all in all, on the net inflow for all categories, we had much more buying than selling, which brings us to the question, why is this price barely moving? And again, that's the reason I just showed you the dark pool. Because, guys, they're manipulating it. Bottom line, it's being manipulated. I don't know what else to say. It's extremely frustrating, as it is for you. It is for me. And it stinks seeing it day after day like this. And I don't know what else to tell you except for our system needs some serious changes because they're getting away with stealing our money day after day. We should have had a substantial increase in the price given this huge difference in inflow. All right, let's look at the FUD they tried to start. Okay, guys, here's the lovely FUD that came out at 6:30 this morning. Shareholder alert. MULN Automotive Inc. officers and directors under investigation for possible false statements and insider trading. So, MULN and two of its current and former officers are currently subject to class action security lawsuits in the U.S. District Court. for the Central District of California, alleging false and misleading statements concerning the company's purported next-generation battery technology and path to vehicle production, among other things. Additionally, during the proposed class period of June 15, 2020 through April 6, 2022, several MULN insiders sold approximately 3.6 million of company stock. So guys, again, when we start seeing these popping up, for me, it's a very bullish signal. Okay, and for better news, guys, we have a press release. MULN Automotive reminds shareholders of upcoming annual meeting, which came out at 12:37 p.m. today. MULN Automotive reminds shareholders of upcoming annual meeting. The formal portion of the meeting will begin at 9:30 a.m. Eastern on July 26, 2022, to be followed by company presentation, company to webcast shareholder presentation, and company update at 10 a.m. Eastern. So guys, for those that are let me just give you one other thing. The company will conduct a required formal shareholder meeting to be followed by a company presentation by David Mitchery, CEO and Chairman of MULN Automotive. The meeting will also be recorded and webcast for those not able to physically attend the meeting. Guys, if you do want to go to New York and attend this meeting, you do need to register online. So please find out how to do that. But for those that don't feel like traveling to New York, the meeting will be available online via the web link, which will be posted prior to the meeting via MULN's website. All right, guys, let's get into the rest of this. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Good evening, MULN family. I just wanted to take a quick minute because I see something in the chart that I definitely think you need to be aware of, because I think we are going to get a breakout very soon. So if I were to connect the lines of the top of the daily candles and the bottom, we're completing a very small wedge, right? I mean, like, the distance isn't very long in it. That's why I'm calling it small. And at the same time, our moving averages are very, very close together, which indicates a breakout to me. What I think we're going to see happen possibly tomorrow, if not the beginning of next week, and as correlation would have it, next week is also when we have the shareholder meeting. So perhaps David has a big announcement that's going to get this moving, and it's all timed so perfectly, because the last time we saw the 13 cross above the 20 was way back in March when we got that run up to above $4, guys. And then prior to that before was up here when we had that run from about $7 to $16. So I would expect something pretty significant to occur when this does happen. So the 13's already getting close to crossing above the 20. And then we're going to look for it to cross above the 48, guys. And as we move up, ultimately our goal is to keep this moving so that we finally can get that break above the 200 SMA. Because once we cross above that 200, it's going to bring in a lot of trading activity, okay? But that's still a far way away. So let's focus on the small goals first, which is getting that 13 to cross above the 20 and across the 48 SMA, which should be happening any day now, guys. Quickly, I want to show you where we're at in the 4-hour chart as well as the 5-minute chart. So on the 4-hour chart, I just wanted to check real quick to make sure that everything was set up correctly. So the 13 is currently just below the 48, but as you can see, guys, it's starting to curl. So what I want to see is this 13 SMA cross above this 48 on the 4-hour chart, which, guys, again, this could happen as early as tomorrow, and that would start that breakout and get those moving averages on the daily candlestick to start curling up as well. Let's see where we're positioned on the daily. Now, interestingly enough, guys, I'm seeing something here that's nuts. I mean, look at this. The last 2 days, as you are all well aware, we have been in this nasty, nasty barcoding pattern, and we can't seem to break out of it. But if you'll notice, it kind of changed its pattern from yesterday, where we were just kind of up and down. Now we're getting this like very, very tight consolidation, even though it's a nutty barcoding pattern. This is actually looking really good to me. Now, if we could just get some kind of catalyst, which maybe the shareholder meeting coming up will be, because David's giving a presentation at the end of it, and that's going to occur on the 26th, guys, at 9 or 9:30 a.m. So early in the morning, and I would suspect that hopefully, if shorts don't decide to cover prior to that, hopefully we see a breakout, because this has been going on for the last couple of weeks with this barcoding, but it's just getting more and more crazy, as you can see. And people keep asking me, Teresa, what's going on with MULN? And guys, I haven't given you any updates because there's really just been nothing to say, unfortunately. However, I do think that either tomorrow or most certainly next week that we finally are going to be able to break out of this nasty barcoding. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens at the shareholder meeting, guys. And if you haven't voted, I'm not sure if it's too late. I don't think that it is. So make sure you cast those votes. And anyways, just a quick update to show you where we're at. I hope that everyone has a fabulous night. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and come back.